I see you. I'm asking for Chrissy. Hold on, before we get into it, I want to introduce you to this spot anyway, all right? Now, this is a dating team like looking from all across the world.
I know what happened.
Okay, wasn't you just talking to her? Can she provide all them information to you?
Well, let me ask you this. I was just talking to her. What if she told me that you beat the out of her and you jumped on top of her and started punching her in the face? Should I just go ahead and take that?
Okay, but don't you know...
It's your side of the story. Give your side.
These restrictions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying?
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has finally spoken out after his shocking arrest reports and the sudden cancellation of his fight with Jake Paul. Davis is now facing a fresh civil lawsuit with serious DV allegations. His team has kept quiet, while Jake Paul's November 14th event hangs by a thread as promoters scramble to investigate the chaos surrounding it.
He's a lightweight. So, by all means, if they make a few quid and nobody gets hurt, then great. But I certainly wouldn't be paying a penny to watch it. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous, farcical. Who wants to watch an exhibition? Gervonta Davis is in his prime years. Why is he wasting his time? Why is he having a rematch with the fella he got a draw with? Why is he not fighting? Why is he not going up a weight and fighting Lopez and Garcias and them fighters? Why is he fighting Jake Paul in an exhibition? I get the money's great, but he's in the prime years. This is his best year. This is where he can become... Maybe you don't want to be an all-time great. Maybe you don't want to do all that stuff. Maybe you just want...
Filed in Miami-Dade, the civil suit accuses Davis of battery, aggravated battery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and inflicting emotional distress. If these claims hold any truth, they could be devastating, both legally and for his career. For now, this remains a civil case, with no new criminal charges attached, but the story is far from over.
WBC lightweight world champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis was arrested earlier this week for closed fist slapping his daughter's mother. What's a closed fist slap? Is it like this? Bro, you can't be closed fist slapping women. You can't be slapping women at all. But don't you know your hand is like Thor's hammer? Bro, you can go to jail for even flicking somebody, man. Don't you got a fight coming up? Or are you trying to ruin your career?
At the moment, Davis hasn't publicly defended himself in detail. His first reaction came through his inner circle, with his coach saying Tank's doing great and that they're still figuring things out. Most Valuable Promotions confirmed they've opened an internal investigation, vowing to review all facts before deciding what happens next. While the fight is still technically on schedule, insiders report it's likely canceled, not postponed. Originally set for Atlanta and later moved to Miami, the event promised viral buzz, a social media star versus a real prize fighter, until controversy took over.
When a fairly novice Jake Paul made a wish list of future opponents, and right in the middle of that list was Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Many laughed at the time, and some still can't believe we're here. But these two young men are the face of boxing for Gen Z and Gen Alpha. They are the two biggest boxers in America, and they are putting it all on the line. One has the speed, the skill, the accuracy, and the one-punch knockout power. The other has the size, the force, and the unbreakable confidence to make this must-see Netflix. The size difference...
The fight's rules alone sparked debate. Tank, a lightweight king who fights between 135 and 140, was stepping up against Jake Paul, a cruiserweight. The upper limit was set at 195 pounds with 12-ounce gloves. Davis had openly questioned the setup, the weight gap, and whether the fight was more show than sport, but fans couldn't deny the hype it carried.
This is Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. I want Tank Davis to knock his block off. I'm sick of the Paul brothers, both of them. I can't stand either one of them. And I know I'll get parted with emails. He's just jealous. No, I'm not jealous of them. I could care less how much money they make. I don't like their attitude. I don't like the way they conduct themselves. I don't like the way they think, you know.
Across social media, fans are turning against Tank. Many say he's ducking top-tier opponents like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, choosing instead the easier but richer fight with Jake Paul. Critics claim it's no longer about legacy, it's about cashing in on fame.
We wouldn't go ever fight no Shakur Stevenson, no Keyshawn Davis, no Teofimo Lopez, no none of them dudes. You know what I'm talking about? We gotta think and look at Tank Davis's whole career. He done made some bread, but at the end of the day, all that bread that he made, when it's all said and done, he ain't gonna get no respect from his peers, because we gonna look down his resume and we gonna be like, he was trash, he was some trash, he was some trash, he was all right, but he was never like that. He was okay. He was some trash, he was some trash.
Originally, Davis was supposed to rematch Lamont Roach after their controversial draw, a chance to prove himself and silence doubters. But when the Jake Paul offer came with a reported $50 million payday and worldwide exposure, priorities shifted fast. Even Stephen A. Smith noted how today's boxing often favors spectacle over substance. For Davis, it was less about proving greatness and more about expanding his brand beyond boxing's traditional limits.
He's in a division where he's got killers all in his division. You know, Shakur, Haney, who's 147. You know, you look at Tio, for example, Keyshawn, and then you choose to fight someone like Paul. Surely that's a concern when you do look at it like that.
Yeah, but again, it's the world we're in. If you can get huge amount of money to fight someone who's never boxed really before, you're going to do it. You know, Floyd Mayweather boxed Logan Paul with a huge weight disparity.
He was done by then.
I know.
He was done. Like, this is an active world champion.
But it's the world we're in.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Now, when it comes down to it, it's just like Conor McGregor fighting Floyd Mayweather. Two completely different sports. Was the biggest pay-per-view in recent times, wasn't it? Maybe if ever.
Those are like different comparisons, though, if you think about it. Do you not like?
Yeah, but the sport's in a wild place, isn't it? That's just, like, I'm just like the reality of where we are, you know. And I can't really say much when we're talking about Jake Paul fighting Anthony Joshua at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think Tank should get stripped of his title?
Yeah, I think anyone who, just in general, doesn't defend their title to do something else should get stripped, because it shouldn't hold the belts up. You know, in any, like, I think that should be the reality in anything. You know, if you're not going to defend your belts, or you're not defending, sometimes there's the rules, obviously, if you fight for a belt at a higher weight, you can retain the belt until there. But if you're not, don't have intention of defending the belts, you shouldn't hold the belts up. People should get the opportunity to fight for them.
What happened with the failed negotiations between AJ and Jake Paul?
I think anything's still possible. That was always discussed for next year. You know, this fight's November, early part of next year.
Former champ Carl Froch didn't hold back, calling the matchup an absolute joke. He revealed Jake Paul was this close to fighting heavyweight star Anthony Joshua, a deal 99% done, before suddenly pivoting to Tank Davis, who's half his size. Froch accused Paul of chasing clout instead of real challenges, saying this fight turned from competition into a circus. Many insiders agree. Paul knows exactly how to stir controversy and sell pay-per-views.
But the fight against Jake Paul ain't gonna happen anyway. It ain't gonna happen. We can all believe it. Jake Paul. Eddie Hearn said he's 99% done. Because you know what? Jake Paul's done a great job in hustling Eddie. Yeah. He's gonna get so either Eddie's in on it or he's let this young man hustling. Yeah. And so the kids kidded the kidders. Well, listen, we've had a chat, we've caught up. We'll have another chat as well in I'm going to do some sunbathing, man. Days, bit of sunbathing. Top up the town. Yes, I do. As well. Blake is the number.
Let us know in the comments below who you think wins the fight and what Anthony Joshua should be doing next. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Let us know in the comments below. This has been another episode of Froch on Fighting. Got the main man here, Johnny Nelson, aka Blickman. We'll see you. He said it, not me. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care. Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been...
Meanwhile, Nikisa Badarian, co-founder of Most Valuable Promotions, insists the matchup is fair. He claims size won't save Jake, and that Tank's skills will close the gap. According to him, the Paul versus Davis fight was years in the making and only became reality after a failed deal with Canelo Alvarez. Once that fell apart, all roads led straight to Tank. Whether the fight happens or not, it's already made waves for all the right and wrong reasons.
And Tank are gonna happen November 14th.
Whatever weight they want, man, they're talking about it, and whatever it is, there's gonna be a definitive outcome. People can talk about pro exhibition. We're gonna make sure this is as real as it's real.
Why was it, just out of curiosity, why is it not a professional bout and why is it an exhibition? Because I'm sure Jake would have taken the professional bout.
Nothing's been communicated as yet in terms of what it is, right? Similar to, if you remember with Paul Tyson, when we announced it, we didn't have the weight, we didn't have the rules, particularly in terms of the number of rounds, the minutes, the gloves. It's gonna be the same thing here.
Gotcha. Can you just offer us any insight as to how these negotiations went? And the reason I ask is because I remember back in March, I was at Tank's fight, and after his fight in his press conference, he was asked, next opponent. He said, well, my next opponent might have been in my locker room tonight, and people asked him, was it Jake? He made reference, he made allusion to. Has this been an ongoing thing, and has it ever, been at a point where it wasn't gonna happen and came back, or was this always the plan?
Always been the plan for Jake to fight Tank once Canelo didn't happen. And to Tank's credit, he's a real bad dude, and he's been calling out Jake for 3 years. And people, it's funny how now they're saying size matters, Jake is big, when for so long it's been Tank would kill Jake Paul. And now you